Thank you, Christian. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone here for helping to celebrate the marriage between Chris and Elise. I know some of you have come near and far. As a matter of fact, I believe that there are some people that have come as far as Colorado. Who out there is from Colorado? Yes, Jen and Mike Freeman, thank you. And I hear somebody has come as far as Florida. Who's from Florida? Yes, there they are. Betsy and Donuts Long. And I understand some people have come near. Mike Garris, our next door neighbor. Raise your hand. Thank you so much, Mike. Anyway, once again, thanks for coming to the wedding. I do want to cover a couple of housekeeping issues. First of all, anyone interested in bathroom facilities, they are right over there. As you can see, there's a sign in front of the bathroom called the Althouse Outhouse. And I have to tell you, these bathrooms are really very, very cool. I mean, for one thing, they're air conditioned and they have running water. And in case of the guys, you go in there, there's a urinal, and right above the urinal is a shelf. So the fact of the matter is, you can bring your beer into the bathroom, set it on the shelf, and have at it. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I'm here to embarrass my daughter, and I want to talk about 3 specific stories about Elise. These are stories when she was a very young girl. She's about 2 years of age in each and every one of these stories. The first one happened when we lived in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and we went to Prince of Peace Lutheran Church. This was the same church that our current pastor, Lori Carey, was the minister of. So we have been friends with the Careys and the Carey family for over 25 years. So that's a really awesome thing. Anyway, so this story takes place in the church. It's the start of church. It's about 5 minutes before the start of church. And lo and behold, why this happened, I don't know. But a woman, an elderly woman, stands up in front of the congregation and says, "The church shall be silent before the Lord." And after that, there's this hush, kind of like the hush that you hear right now. Anyway, Elise, 2 years old at the time, was playing on the floor, and so she hears this, and with her Shirley Temple look, the little dimple, she decides to climb up onto the pew. We sat in the back of the church. You know how it is with kids. We're sitting in the back of the church, and Elise climbs up on the pew, and she starts to sing. I swear this is like the first solo of many that Elise begins her career at church. So she starts to sing, and she says, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy goes potty." Oh my goodness, the whole church is hearing this. Irene picks Elise up and carries her out. Anyway, so Elise, if for whatever reason you begin to sing this song today, Irene, just to let you know, the potties or the outhouses right over there. Thank you very much. Okay, the second story is about Elise when she again is about 2 years old, and it has to do with her uncle. Uncle Donuts. At the time, Uncle Donuts lived in Chicago, and during his travels back and forth, he would quite often drive by Kalamazoo and would be nice enough to stop and pay us a visit. So this one time he paid us a visit. He shows up, I think it was probably a Sunday afternoon, and he says, "Hey, how about if I take Elise to the mall, give you guys some time by yourself. I'll take Elise, take really good care of her." And we said, sure. So he takes her to the mall. Now, if you know anything about the Kalamazoo Mall, there's a central area that's tiled. It's a big open area, and it kind of leads into all different kinds of stores. So it was very crowded that day, and somehow Elise gets disoriented, and she loses track of donuts. So she goes to the center of this big area, and she starts spinning around and screaming at the top of her lungs, "Uncle!" Now, she couldn't pronounce Donald, so So instead, she spins around and she says, "Uncle Donuts! Uncle Donuts, where are you? Uncle Donuts!" And from that moment on, my brother is known as Uncle Donuts. We all call him Uncle Donuts. Even I call him Donuts all the time. His name is forevermore Donuts. So, okay, story number 3. This again was when Elise was about 2. The setting again is Kalamazoo, Portage, Michigan. This particular event took place just after Halloween, so it was the first week of November, I think. Anyway, Irene had to go to a conference. She had a scientific presentation to make at this conference. She was going to be gone about a week, and lo and behold, she was going to leave me with Elise for the first time all by myself. It's just me and Elise. So on the first day, I think it was probably a Monday, I pick her up and bring her home, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, I need to relate to this child. So as you parents know, one of the best ways to relate to a small child is to physically get down and on their level, So what I did was I sat on the floor with my back up against the refrigerator, and I said, "Hey, Elise, how's it going? Come here and tell me how your day was." So she comes over, and she comes right up to me, face to face we are, and she starts to stroke my cheek, and she strokes both of my cheeks with her hands, and she starts to play with my mustache, and she's looking at me, and she says, "Daddy." And I say, "Yes, Elise." "Daddy, I want candy." Anyway, those are the 3 stories. Thanks again for coming, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.